We'd like to welcome everybody into Tucson, Arizona. We've got a great game for you as we put a bow on the regular season here in Pac-12 softball. Top 8 series, scoreless between number 8 Arizona and number 2 UCLA. Oregon State able to take care of business against Utah, winning 8-3, but I fear it might be a little too late for the Beavers.
And Utah was trying to play spoiler, got that big win yesterday.
Alongside two-time All-American Kenzie Fowler, I am Cindy Brunson. We're so very glad to have you along the way the day before Selection Sunday. On a 3-1 count, Martinez grounds out to Vines. But Kutsianopoulos advances to third.
Yeah, productive at-bat from Martinez. And that's what Arizona was missing in that last inning. Just some productive at-bats to push a run across. You see a runner at second base in Kutsianopoulos. It's exactly what you want to do. Just a little right side ground ball. Do your job. Now only one out.
Peanut Martinez, the junior from Garden Grove, California. Still looking for her first hit in the series. Would love to get it right here. With Kutsianopoulos just 60 feet away. Garcia gets the call to go ahead 0-2.
Well, Martinez was part of that big fourth inning for Arizona last night, where we saw a couple of short gamers with Bella Dayton, Peanut Martinez, and of course Janelle Mioño trying to put some havoc on the Bruin defense, trying to shorten up with 2 strikes.
Yeah, the Bruin defense did post a couple of errors yesterday in the Wildcat win, and they've already posted 1 error today as Perez got charged with an 8.
Every error has been off of a slap hitter.
I detect a theme. Slap shot to third. No play by Mala'ulu, and Arizona is on the board first.
And this is what short game can do. I feel like I've talked my head off about it, but this is what you have to do when you're facing Rachel Garcia. You have to do something a little bit different. You're not going to stand in there and try and have your biggest swing. You just got to bounce the ball. The dirt is hard here at Hillenbrand. Kutsianopoulos, a ton of speed down the line. You get that leadoff double from scooping. You move her over and then wreak some havoc with the defense. Put the ball on the ground.
RBI single by Peanut Martinez, so she's on first for Janelle Mioño. Another one of these scrappy slappers. Mioño quickly ahead 1-0. Carly Scoopin's double getting this started for Arizona here in the home half of the second. Count evens at 1-1.
Just to continue to touch on slapping, but I mean, home runs are so fun, but I just reflect on, I'm looking out in the wall in left center field on that 2007 championship. Arizona slappers, Caitlin Lowe, Autumn champion, 2006 as well. They were a huge reason why Arizona was able to win the national title in 06 and 07. And you're seeing here against UCLA from last night continuing into today. Yes, you can have the big hit. It's going to help. We saw Deja Molipola hit the home run, but you got to have those fast runners get on base for the big hit. Especially when you're climbing into postseason, you're going to continue to see better competition. The pitching is going to get better. Got to try and force the issue.
Mioño strikes out.
That's a big response from Garcia right there. Ñoño had that nice slap up the middle in her last at-bat. And with the runner at first, a non-productive at-bat to the hottest hitter for Arizona.
So 2 outs on the board for Caranco. She reached on a fielder's choice in her first at-bat. And this is something we haven't seen in this series. We've already been once through the lineup for the Wildcats.
Yeah, had the bases loaded in the first.
Garcia didn't get the call from home plate umpire Scott Tomlinson. Count evens at 1-1.
It's the foul tip here off of Caranco. This gets Garcia on her left arm. Kind of think as a catcher, you're probably thinking, I have all this gear on, and how does it not hit my gear? Come on.
Garcia ahead 1-2. I mean, to get a run against Garcia is something in and of itself, but an opportunity to do more, you got to take it. Rachel doesn't get that call. Count evens at 2-2. Peanut Martinez on first.
Garcia, she's wearing it a couple of pitches in a row.
Wow, even Tomlinson couldn't catch it.
Different breed, those catchers.
Alyssa's been just so impressive because she's so young. She's got some serious veteran moxie behind the plate. Count goes full, 3-2 for Caranco with Martinez on first. Arizona already with 1 run on the board. Looking for more here in the bottom of the second. Caranco rips it to Vines, and that will end the inning. We're going to talk to head coach Mike on your staff. Is that part of the scouting going into today?
Well, it was not really part of it. It's just the game we play right now, and all we got to do is execute it. But I think the key at bat there was Malia moving the ball to the right side to move the runner. So if she doesn't do that, then we don't have a chance of scoring a slot.
Coach, we're a day away from Selection Sunday. How many teams do you think the Pac-12 should get awarded in the NCAA tournament?
Well, as many as possible, and right now I think Stanford looks good. I mean, they played their butts off, and pitcher's very, very good, and will do some damage there. I wish Oregon State would have done a little better, but I'm thinking, down the line to Stanford would be a good one for us.
This conference has 3 teams in the top 12, or pardon me, 5 in the top 12.
Yeah.
No other conference has more than 3.
Yeah.
In your mind, is the Pac-12 the best conference?
Well, there's no doubt. I've always felt that way. We've had some moments, but I think overall, through history, there's no doubt that every year we're pretty darn deep. And even Oregon State. Oregon State right now might have had a tough weekend, but
they did get the win today.
They played the schedule, and when you see that many teams in the top 12, then that should mean something. So I'm hoping that they get in, and I think it'd be well worth it because I think they do a good job in postseason.
Coach, we've been talking about your schedule, and I think an underrated stat for your squad is you guys don't have a bad loss. I mean,
Right.
what is the credit to your team and just kind of taking care of business when you've needed to?
Yeah, you know, we've challenged ourselves sometimes on the road, but we really haven't stumbled in games that we should win. So I hope that means something. It's
Hit by pitch for Jordan.
yeah, I know it.
It's quicker than a walk.
Yeah. But, yeah, you know, I think our schedule, you know, we tried to set it up where we had Alabama and Texas early in the season and then went to Florida. So I wanted to challenge them early on to try to make them a little tough on the road, but it didn't quite work that way for us. But I like where we're playing right now. And, you know, I think this time of the year is when you want to get hot. When you want to start playing your best softball.
Yeah, and this weekend, of course, senior weekend,
Yeah.
looking out, you have
Oh,
5 seniors, you have 2 pitchers. Speak to the senior class. There's a lot of emotions, especially pregame.
Well, we have 7 seniors this year, and they've just been a super class, you know. It's hard to compare senior class by senior class, but this group, 1 through 7, has really done a nice job. You know, both on the field, in the classroom, good people. They're all going to be successful in life, and I think anytime as a coach and you can have 7 kids graduate and you feel good about them, then it's been a blessing for me.
2. Jordan is erased.
It's good stuff.
Inning started with Gooden going down swinging, and then Jordan was hit by the pitch.
Yeah, new pitcher in Hannah Bowen. I like this move for Arizona. I think it's something that they need to do. They have a deep pitching staff. We saw Lopez go through the lineup all the way down to the 9-hole hitter, Kelly Gooden, and Hannah Bowen looked really solid yesterday up until the 6th inning. So just kind of taking a little pressure off of the pitching staff, and you have to do that sometimes, especially the daunting task of going up against the number 2 ranked team in the nation. Say, hey, I'll take care of the lineup one time, we'll turn it over and kind of go from there. So I think that's a good strategy for Coach Candrea and mixing it up a little bit.
So far, so good. Perez on the fielder's choice is on first for Rachel Garcia. You know, she's got to be thinking, I need to get myself a little get back after yielding 1 run. Taking a look at the ERA leaders in the Pac-12. Rachel Garcia leading the conference and the nation. Hello. But Bowen is right there as well. Faramo was fantastic yesterday.
Yeah, how about the top 2 ERA numbers belong to the Bruins? So Gabby playing on there as well. One of the best pitchers in the country for Washington. Elena Vaughter, that's who Coach was talking about for Stanford. She's the freshman ace for the Cardinal on that list as well.
Yeah, Cardinal need to get in the postseason just because of that. The nation needs to see
She's good.
that young woman pitch.
Keeps the ball low in the zone.
And congratulations to my partner, Kenzie Fowler. She will be a part of the regional coverage with ESPN, and for the first time, the super regional coverage as well. So congrats to you, my friend.
Oh, thanks, partner. It's going to be fun.
Oh, I can't wait to watch.
That regionals is something else. I think it's seven games, I believe, in the one weekend.
Yeah. Garcia to the warning track where APC lives, and the threat is over as Bowen holds it down. Arizona players. Yeah, the gene pool in that family, not terrible.
Yeah, and Coach, anyway, Perez just raves about Tessa.
Yeah, says her and Maya Brady are the next Bruin sensations.
Yeah, she said, you know, you can just tell she's been raised right. And that, to me, is a huge compliment. As a freshman coming into the program, and legendary coach says, you've been raised right, that means that she likes what you bring to the squad. That little bit of an X factor. And you think she's the only true freshman defensively for UCLA, and she's having to step in for the injured Bubba Nichols. Bubba Nichols would most likely be holding it down at third if she was healthy right now. So just a really nice option, but she's been nails over there, has made some Sports Center top 10 type plays all season long.
Yeah, she is an athlete with a capital A. Nichols has been out with that injured left wrist. Suffered back in March in practice, diving for a ball. She was fantastic to join us on the telecast yesterday. What a great kid. The Olympic team is so lucky to have her.
Oh, yeah. She just radiates good energy. You can tell she really loves her team and loves the sport, even though she's not in uniform, still travels.
Harper, chopper to third. Ooh. What a vacuum cleaner. You talk about a pitcher's best friend.
Yeah, works out. We were just talking about you. What a time to make a good play. Look at where she's playing here. This is almost a swinging bunt, like a slap hit. And you can see Rachel Garcia saying, "Are you going to get it? Are you going to come get it?" And she makes the play. Has to go a long way to go get that slow rolling, slow developing play.
There's George in the stands. Happy to see his daughter do some impressive things. That guy must have a tough time walking around this campus. I mean, seriously, all the autograph hounds, and I bet he's never had to pay for a beer.
Although he's kind of in disguise, you know, wearing that.
That's true.
That Bruin shirt.
That's true.
I mean, we've talked about it all weekend long, the genetic pool that's been on the field for both teams. Parents played in college, played professionally, aunts, All-Americans.
Deja Mulipola gets under one. Ooh, barehanded. And Deja is safe. I need to see that again. Wow.
That got me out of my seat.
100%.
Back-to-back, very similar type hits. Look at where Mala'ulu has to go. She's playing clear past third base, bare hands it. The fact that this play is that close. Mulipola, one of the fastest catchers in the Pac-12. Ooh, that's a bang-bang play. Wow.
I go back to T-ball, and Ty goes to the runner. Wow, that was amazing. So Mulipola is on first for Charlize Palacios. Wow!
I mean, that's as close as it gets. I think everyone wanted that play just to be out for how fantastic a defensive effort that was.
Mike Bartling called safe over there at first.
That was big time.
Huge.
All right, Tessa.
So
highlight your name,
right? Mulipola is on first for Palacios. Is that another wow in your scorebook to go along with Brady's home run? Garcia is ahead 1-2 with one out on the board. This Bruins team has 5 straight series wins here in Tucson. Locked down that in Game 1 of Friday's doubleheader, along with the 11th Pac-12 title.
I mean, I just keep watching Mala'ulu behind the bag at third, and if any right-handed hitter were to drop a bunt down third base line, I think they'd be able to beat it out. I mean, she has given them the line, but showing that she can come make the plays when she needs to. I was going to say,
she covers so much ground so quickly.
I mean, she's playing shallow left field over there. Yeah, so if Charlize Palacios were to drop a bunt down the line, I mean, Rachel Garcia would be the only option.
Count evens at 2-2 with one out. And Palacios goes down swinging. Great catch in center. The top of the inning, you know, good defense usually goes along with good offense. With one aboard and 2 out, it's Alyssa Palomino-Cardozo. What pitch was that?
It's curve that's just up.
APC looked very locked up with that one.
Tight in on the hands. APC has a big swing. So if you can get that ball, especially a power hitter, up and in, it's very hard for a hitter to get their barrel there. And you could tell right there, completely fooled. I think she was sitting inside because of the pitch and the swing and miss. And so Garcia goes to the backdoor curve on the outside part of the plate. And you could tell Palomino-Cardozo was committed.
Garcia quickly ahead 0-2. Good take there by APC. Dejamuli Pola on first. Back-to-back balls, and the count evens at 2-2. APC has some pop as the count goes full. 68 career homers. She and Jessie Harper are half of the top 4 career home run hitters in the nation.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the home run power from Harper, but APC, she's going to go down in the record books herself here at Arizona.
Full count, 2 outs, 1 aboard. And it is strikeout number 4 for Rachel Garcia to end the threat and hold the Wildcats to just 1.
That's a huge get for the Cardinal in the last weekend. I mean, every game matters, and it comes down to crunch time. And I know we've been talking about the non-conference game and what that means in the scope of things, but I think all season long we've seen the theme of if you can get that conference win, and especially if it's against a ranked opponent, you benefit. You jump up in the rankings, you jump up in the RPI points. Every game is big.
Yeah, when we talked to head coach Kelly Perez, she just said this conference season has been a bloodbath. It's just, you get everybody's best game. And she said, forget about the 4th game of the series, the one that doesn't count for conference, being a little bit easier. No, she said everybody is bringing their A game every single time. It's just been a grind.
It's just been kind of interesting because when I saw the schedule come out and that the Pac was going to play 4 games, I thought that 4th game was just going to be, okay, let's get our freshmen in, maybe get our non-starters some starts. And I was way wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was just going to be a collective, hey, let's let our seniors rest, let's let our starters rest, but no. I mean, the Pac has been getting after it in that non-conference game.
Delaney Wiz facing Hannah Bowen. Wiz had 4 RBI in Friday's doubleheader. She blasted her team-high 12th home run, a 3-run bomb in the top of the 6th in the first game yesterday. And she has posted 6 RBI in this regular season finale. She's been fantastic. She's ahead 3-1. Skies that into the air. Does Muli Pola have a play? No, it's into the stands. Capacity of about 2,600. Here at Hillenbrand Stadium due to COVID regulations, allowing only about 30% of that number in. So we've been getting about 850 people a game, which has been very cool to see. And you can tell the fans know their softball here and appreciate this facility. Big strikeout for Hannah Bowen. Kelly Perez, not just a head coach of UCLA, she's also a mother of 2, including her son, Mikey, who is a starting shortstop for UCLA. And boy, last weekend against Wazoo, he erased so many base runners. My heart was breaking at every turn. This season, he's batting .238. He's averaging 238, and he's hit a homer in each of his last 2 games now for 8 on the season. Not too shabby. And Coach was hilarious. I was asking her if she was able to keep up with Mikey and how he's doing. She's like, I am ridiculous. I'm in the car. I'm watching on my phone. When they weren't allowed to be close to the facility, she said she sat in a parking lot and watched on the phone. She stays very connected, and all of the players and coaches know to stay away from her up until first pitch, basically, of her game if Mikey is playing, because she's on top of what's going on for him. Hilarious.
Oh, how cool is same school?
Right?
Just so happen to be playing it at the same time, so that's a bummer, you know, the mom and coach. He's like, oh, man, I got to take care of my job.
Maya Brady steps in with the bases empty. Boy, if you missed Thursday night's game, you missed some gigantic home runs off the bat of Brady for her first career multi-homer game. Kind of quiet yesterday. Here it is for you.
Yeah, this is the home run that kind of went viral on social media thanks to her uncle. He was tweeting about Maya. The moonshot deep into the night.
Off the Giddings Gym building. Brady got a piece of that one. Stays alive. Count is full, 3-2. Brady 2 for 5 with a walk and a stolen base combined in the doubleheader Friday, including her 4th double of the season in the Bruins Game 1 win. Gets underneath that one. Peanut Martinez can't make the grab, so Brady is in there with her 5th double of the season.
Peanut Martinez out in right field, has to go a long way to go get this.
Oh,
good
so
diving effort. It's in her glove, bounces out, but because of where she touches the ball, it's fair, and then rolls foul. Oh, good effort.
Let's say hello again to Kinsley Washington. With a runner in scoring position with Brady on second. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. And Bowen is quickly ahead, 0-2.
And just worth noting, that's only the 2nd hit on the day for UCLA. Had only 2 hits last night in that loss to Arizona. And Arizona already has 5 hits up on the scoreboard against Rachel Garcia.
Yeah, the first hit coming against Mariah Lopez. She pitched the first 2 innings. She also had 3 strikeouts. And it's Kinsley Washington ahead 1-2, batting .313 on the season. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout in the 2nd. Second strikeout for Bowen as Washington takes a seat.
Backdoor curve here from Bowen. And again, Kinsley Washington, she's gotten herself out on that outside pitch, just expanding her zone with 2 strikes. Trying to make something happen, put the bat on the ball.
Pinch hitter coming in for the Bruins. That's Julie Rodriguez. She's 0 for 2 in a couple of appearances in each game of the doubleheader yesterday. She's 0 for 3 in this series, batting .227. She's got Brady on second with 2 outs. First pitch swinging. And Alyssa Palomino Cardoza erases the threats. Again, UCLA has opportunities, and one person who wants none of that joins us now, Kelly Inouye-Perez. She is the head coach of UCLA. Coach, what is going on with your team today? It's been different pitchers for Arizona, and you've had great opportunities to score and have come up empty so far.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had answers. You know, I think this is more so just a testament to what the Pac-12 is like this year. You know, anything can happen. It's been very strong. There is no team that is just a given, especially a team like Arizona. Yeah, they're mixing up pitchers, and we have to do a better job of making adjustments. We're a little flat right now, clearly. But I think the most important thing that I always like to hold on to is our team gets better throughout a game. So I'm going to plan for them to make adjustments and put us in a position to be able to win this ball game.
Yeah, I think sometimes emotionally you guys win the Pac-12 title. You know, you come here, you do what you need to do, and then you got to turn around and play 2 more. What do you think that is, especially on the road, trying to get your team up and, okay, let's keep going?
I mean, you just basically talked about our post-game meeting yesterday, but you know, I do put it on myself to get them mentally prepared. I mean, yesterday was a perfect example. We won it. Yeah. And then came out and we just didn't show up game 2. I think a big part of that is their mindset. So we had to talk about it, and you know, I believe that they're going to do everything they can today. But you know, we're here at the end of Pac. This is a great opportunity for us to continue to practice things that we want to be great at the end. At the end of the day, the most important thing is we have to focus on what we do best, and quality at bats is something that we've been so great at this year that I think that's going to be our focus. Is just instead of trying to play from behind or trying to even get after a dub, I just want us to try to find consistency with what we've been doing all season. So it's not over yet. We got some ball game left. Rachel's kind of bearing down here, so it's going to put us in a position. It's going to be once again a close ball game against a quality opponent. But I'm going to say it one last time. I think the Pac-12 has done an outstanding job. You saw it yesterday. You know, anyone can beat anyone on any given day. The strength of the schedule this year has really put, you know, all of us in a really trying emotionally and physically Pac-12. So I think all of us are going to be battle tested and ready for postseason, simply because the opponents have just really brought it week to week, and it's been a grind through the Pac-12. But once again, I believe we're all going to be better prepared for postseason.
Love that. And Coach, I just want to touch on your true freshman at third base, Mala Ulu, and you know, you lose Bubba Nichols. She steps in. What has she been able to provide you guys at third base? I'm a big fan. I mean, she's so good.
Yeah, you know, I think we were real fortunate when we got her. We knew she can play. She can play at third base, but to play it at this level, the game's a little bit faster, and to be able to see some of the plays she's been able to make, I mean, it's impressive. You know, she has reactions. You know, that last play, I thought she was actually out, but she barehanded it and threw it. But she's just been an all-star for us, and it's a big part of why you got a freshman in a lineup with a team with a lot of returners. She has earned the ability to be out there defensively, and the team, she builds a lot of confidence with everybody out there on the field.
All right, Coach, thanks so much for the time. We'll let you get back to the thing that you do best, coach these Bruins up.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Of course, wishing both of these teams good luck and good health as they head toward the postseason. Selection Sunday tomorrow, May 20th through the 23rd, NCAA Regionals, May 27th through the 30th, Super Regionals, and of course June 3rd through the 9th, the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. And I will say it for the 1000th time this weekend, it is my hope and dream that we have an all Pac-12 final in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, you can just tell, talking to both coaches, that there's a lot of pride in the Pac, and
as there should be.
Yeah, the pride and the quality of the teams that you have to face week in and week out.
Malia Martinez rips it up the gut, and she's aboard with a single.
Really big hit here for the senior Malia Martinez. Struggling just a little bit this weekend. Finally get something that she can barrel up the middle. Nice moment for fifth-year senior.
Bella Dayton in as a pinch runner at first base now for Malia. We saw Bella Dayton get a little run last night, pinch running and playing in right. So Bella Dayton on first for Peanut Martinez. And Garcia wants to have a conversation with her battery mate.
Yeah, you'll see this a lot. Rachel Garcia calling a timeout. You can tell she's leading the charge, sees something, wants to communicate it to her battery mate behind the plate. And now Kinsley Washington just kind of coming over. Hey, what you guys talking about? All right. Give me the info. What pitch is being thrown?
Or is that just Rachel remembering what happened in the bottom of the second when Peanut came through with a hit and scored a run?
Yeah, so just kind of playing cat and mouse. I see this. This is what I want.
And Garcia is ahead 0-1. It's been a tough go for Alyssa Garcia behind the plate.
Yeah, it's credit to the slap hitters. I mean, they're just trying to short game it, so just kind of poking at some balls, fouling things off.
Two of the most storied programs in all of Division I softball in front of us today in both UCLA and Arizona. Slapper right to Garcia. Can they turn two? No, they cannot. Garcia fields her position beautifully. But the throw from Vines to Washington a little late. Bella Dayton erased. Peanut on first.
Nice play here from Garcia. Makes it look so easy. Kind of a tough ground ball to get your glove on, but it turns around on the dime. Gets the speedy Bella Dayton over at second base with a perfect throw.
Janelle Mionio woke up this morning leading her team and the Pac-12 conference in batting average at 444, and she's up that number with a single in the first to 445. One home run, 8 RBI. Taking a look at National Freshman of the Year candidates from the Pac-12, 2 from the Wildcats roster alone.
Yeah, Charlize Palacios, 15 home runs, most for a freshman in the Pac. Alyssa Brito, Jasmine Hill.
That's going to be a tough vote.
To me, I think it comes down to Vaughter or Mionio, just my humble opinion, but
that's what we pay you for.
Yeah, I think Vaughter has had herself a really good year. Standing stand out in the circle, I should say, with her ERA and what she's been able to do, pitching a lot of innings for the Cardinal. But I mean, you can't, at the same time, you can't deny what Mionio has been able to do with her batting average. You lead the Pac-12 in batting average as a freshman in the leadoff spot.
And as a slapper.
Yeah, she's talented.
Okay, so another offensive threat for Arizona with Peanut Martinez on second, Mionio on first. Here comes Reina Cavanco. Reina 0 for 2. She did reach on a fielder's choice. First pitch swing and foul. Of course, Malauulu off the net. Are you kidding me? Is there anything she cannot do? Here's the catch I'm talking about, fans. Just, I got this. No big deal.
That blue didn't even flinch.
I know.
He was standing his ground.
That's because Eddie Cooper has watched her for the last 4 innings and knows she had it. Garcia had 0-2 with 2 aboard and 2 out. Caranco battling. Another high leverage situation for Garcia.
Where's our center? Oh, there she is. She's playing left center.
Yeah, the defensive shift has been very,
I mean, I've seen shifts, but this is a shift. That's some serious movement.
Lots of green grass. Karanko chopper foul.
This puts a lot of pressure on Anna Vines at second base. I mean, if you miss a ground ball,
yeah,
you can't.
It rolls for days. Anna Vines at second, Bree Perez at short.
Yeah, so if you're Karanko, I mean, she sees it. She's looking out at the field, sees where Brady is. You have to know where the pitch is coming. I mean, if it's going to be inside, it's going to be really tight, so tight that you're just going to foul it off.
But this is a shift that can only happen when there's that kind of trust in the pitcher.
Yeah, just working the outside part of the plate, and they're trying to force Karanko to hit it to the left side of the field and get a force out. You can see her keep fouling off those balls over to Mala'ulu at third base. That's intentional. That's exactly what they want. They just want that ball to be fair. Let Mala'ulu go to work, little tapper. The problem is Karanko just keeps fouling it off until she gets something that she likes better. So do you go for the strikeout if you're Garcia and try to mix it up, or you just kind of let it stay flat on the outside part of the plate and let Karanko hit it fair? And there's that inside pitch that if she goes to, it's going to be so tight that that's all Karanko can do. She's just going to hit it foul. Yep, just hit it foul. It's too tight to barrel it up fair. So it's not really a factor for the field. You can see where that pitch is. Garcia is so good. She's not going to miss. Has that trust to go inside. But look at the pitch count. 7 pitches, 6 of those pitches foul balls.
That's feisty. Love to see it on the final day of the season. Final day of Pac-12 play.
That's a tough take. That's a senior take right there.
Count evens at 2-2.
It's knowing your zone, knowing what Garcia is going to, that backdoor curve, knowing that you don't want to extend too much. It's a good take.
Slapper to short. Bree Perez to Mala'ulu, and the inning is over along with the Arizona threat. So the score stays 1-0 advantage Wildcats as we go to the top of the 5th.
So this was our plan going into today. And I think it's a great plan. You're seeing a team, of course it's the #2 ranked team in the nation, hello, but you're seeing a team for the 4th straight game, and you gotta mix it up in the circle. Arizona has some really quality arms, so I like that they're just kind of turning the lineup over and keeping UCLA in check.
And Hannah Bowen is at third base. Bella Dayton out and right behind Alyssa Denham. A couple of defensive changes.
And for Arizona, I mean, as a pitching staff, their job right now is to get through the lineup one time. And I love that. It's using your staff and taking the pressure off. I can go through the lineup one time, yeah. You're telling me I only have to face Rachel Garcia once? You got it. I'm going to go at it. It gets really daunting when it's turning the lineup over 4 or 5 times. Vines thought she had a walk there,
but she did not. Peter Martinez playing very close to the bag at third. Is she worried about a bunt here?
Yeah, I mean, Vines has some short game now with 2 strikes. Takes that out, but has the ability to swing away, slot, one of those triple threat.
Chops that one foul. Scooping back at first base. Scooping has done a great job at first. You kind of forget she's so young.
One of those young freshmen for Arizona.
And Vines is able to draw the walk. Terrific at bat. Walks, as I mentioned, were an issue for Denham last night. She had a career high 8 of them, but came out of it pretty much unscathed. Kelly Gooden has popped out today. 347 on the season. She had a strikeout in the 3rd. And showing bunt. As Peanut is charging hard down the line from 3rd.
Denham last night, you were just talking about the walks and her pitch location. UCLA has 7 left-handed hitters, and I really never saw Alyssa Denham once go inside to one of those left-handed hitters. She was just really living on the outside part of the plate with her drop ball and her backdoor curve, and just missing a little bit. I would love to see her challenge something inside so it opens up that corner. I feel like UCLA is really just sitting on that pitch, so then it kind of goes back to you as a pitcher. You feel that. You know that they're sitting on one side of the plate. But you just got to have trust in something. And if it's not there, well, it's not there. But it's really hard to live on one side of the plate at this level.
After the conversation in the circle, Gooden again showing bunt. Peanut charging hard down the 3rd base line. And Aaliyah Jordan, the queen of the free pass, is on deck.
Took the words out of my mouth. I wonder if she's thinking, I want to swing these at-bats.
Well, I'm sure she wants to, because she's had a home run in 6 straight series. But she wants to do what's right for the team.
In her last at-bat, she got hit by a pitch. So wasn't a walk, but still a free pass.
Gooden finds some grass and is in there with the single. So it's Vines on second and Gooden on first.
Well, this is the situation we haven't seen yet for Aaliyah Jordan. Really nice job here for Gooden setting the table for the leadoff. We've seen her reach base with so many walks this weekend, but there's been nobody on the base paths. And so now Gooden providing that single, getting Vines over to second, 2 people on, 2 teammates on rather for Aaliyah Jordan. Situation that I'm sure she's like, all right, let's go, give me some pitches.
And Denham has taken off the visor shield and is giving the ball to Devin Netz. Devin Netz, when she has come into this series, has been absolutely amazing. She has induced ground ball outs and is the only pitcher on the Arizona staff that hasn't given up a run.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of Netz. We've seen her come in and close. 1 inning here, 1 inning there. The 4th pitcher now for Arizona on the day. We saw Maria Lopez, the senior, get the start. And then in the 3rd, Hannah Bowen comes in to see the lineup all the way through. We saw Denham. She came in here in the 5th, only lasting 2 batters. And now Coach Candrea going to the true freshman in the circle. Has the ability to throw, possibly might be the hardest throw on the staff for Arizona. Can touch 70 miles an hour and just work the corners with her curveball and her screwball.
Well, last night, in the top of the 6th, she came in for an inning of scoreless relief, ground out double play and another ground ball to seal the win. We have more Pac-12 softball coming your way after we're done here in Tucson. Number 5 Washington in its series finale against Stanford. That's coming your way next after we're done here.
It's going to be a good one.
Oh, 100%.
He's got a lot to play for after getting swept in the doubleheader.
And now they're salty. Can you imagine Gabby playing angry?
I don't think she gets angry, but I would love to see it.
So what is it about the way that Nets pitches to induce ground ball outs?
Keeps it low in the zone. It's a screwball that she wants to try and throw right at the knees to Aaliyah Jordan.
Alyssa Denham getting her shoulder worked on just a little bit. Watching Nets go. Nets gets on the board. Jordan is ahead 2-1. Jordan with 31 walks on the season, a team high for the Bruins.
Thought you were going to say this weekend. I would have believed you.
It was big, a career high 4 last night. But she came into this series leading the team in walks, so she is patient at the dish. She thought she had another one, but the count goes full, 3-2.
It's a pretty good pitcher's pitch here. I mean, that's a pitch. I think Jordan wants to expand her zone over there and go fish for that.
Jordan on the ground to short. Misfire, and Bruins are heading home, and Vines is in there to even the game. So Nets got the ground ball she wanted, and then things went sideways.
Yeah, Jordan finally able to swing her stick, and this is a tough play for Jessie Harper because of how hard Jordan hits it, but the error to me is on how fast Harper threw that ball over to Karanka. She's trying to hurry to throw to get the runner, and Kelly Gooden, who runs so well out at second, but it was just, it had too much speed on it. Karanka wasn't able to handle it. Now watch this throw. She goes to get the ball, has to hurry, but throws it way too hard, and Karanka wasn't there in time. I think the best play would be to first base and Jordan. Gooden, she's the fastest player for UCLA.
Bree Perez gives it a ride, and Mionyo is there. Runners advance on the sacrifice fly. Wow, what a catch by Mionyo. That could have been all kinds of trouble.
Now Mionyo going into foul territory. I think this is a good play. I don't think you let this drop. I think you make this catch. Bree Perez, too good of a hitter. And you can kind of feel UCLA trying to get some momentum right now. So any out is huge for Arizona.
So Gooden is on third. Jordan is on second. Your batter is just the GOAT, Rachel Garcia. Palmdale, California native, is on every single awards list there is out there, has won every award there is to win. Taking a look at what she's done previously in the series, both at the dish and in the circle.
Yeah, I've said this before, but I will say it again. If you divide her pitching to her hitting and separate those into two different people, she's an All-American either way. Because of the way she can dominate in the box, in the circle, you name it. She's the best player of this generation. I mean, it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just once-in-a-lifetime talent.
Taking a look at the wonder of Westwood. She is the reigning national and Pac-12 Player of the Year, 2018-2019. And in contention to go for the trifecta in that department as well.
Yeah, it was interesting. We were talking to Coach Candrea, and I asked him about Rachel Garcia, because if anybody knows the history of our game, it's that man. And I just kind of asked him, you know, put me in perspective of where she stands amongst the greats. You've coached some of them. He coached Jenny Finch, one of the best two-way players in our sport. He coached Lisa Fernandez in the Olympics, who is, of course, the first base coach for UCLA. And I said, kind of take me through where she stands amongst those names. And I said, she's right there with them. She's that good. And he said, you know, she reminds me of Fernandez. He said, Fernandez could beat you in the circle, could beat you with her stick, and that's how good Garcia is. So I thought that was some really nice respect from Coach Candrea, talking about Rachel Garcia and just respecting the talent.
There's Lisa Fernandez watching Rachel Garcia earn the free pass as the Wildcats decide to take her bat out of the equation and walk them loaded. She will be pinch run for.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer decision.
Lauren Carter on first.
Because not only are you know, not letting Rachel Garcia, the best player on UCLA, beat you, but you're also loading the bases and trying to hope that you can get a double play somehow. Roll a ground ball, get a force out if you can.
Mets did induce a ground ball double play last night to secure the win for Arizona. Now it's one of the most dangerous bats in the Bruin lineup, Delaney Wiz. She's 1 for 2 today. She had a single in the first. 12 home runs and a team high 39 RBI.
It takes a special someone to hit behind the talent of Rachel Garcia. And Delaney Wiz has been asked to do that all season long. You are going to get pitches. Sitting in that 4-hole. You got to have someone that won't be fazed by that embraces that challenge. Need someone that's even-keeled. Won't be swinging too big.
She's the only other Bruin besides Maya Brady with a multi-homer game this season. Bags full. And Nets is able to get on the board 3-1 now. Garcia and all of her mates cheering their teammates on. Opportunity to really do some damage here.
Devanez really going hard inside to Delaney Wiz, trying to jam her up, get a ground ball, hopefully over to Martinez at third. That was the secret ingredient last night for Arizona, able to get out of a jam. Had a big-time double play from third to first, was able to get out of that bases-loaded jam.
Wiz is battling. She's one of 2 players on the roster for UCLA to start and play in every single game this season, along with Bree Perez.
Nice look at that screwball right there. That's the only place that Wiz can put it because of how tight that pitch rides in on her hands. Just has to foul it off and stay alive.
Earns the walk. Nets isn't happy about it, and UCLA is up 2-1.
This is the exact same pitch, but the difference is Delaney Wiz, rather. Stevie was her sister. Delaney Wiz lays off of it. This exact same pitch. You saw her foul off 2 in a row. Kind of feels that's where Nets was going. Has the discipline to lay off.
So the bags stay loaded with Wiz on first, Carter on second, Jordan on third. Pinch runner for Wiz now at first. That's Seneca Curo. So Curo on first, Carter on second, Jordan on third. All for Maya Brady. UCLA 5-2 on the road this season against ranked teams. Those 2 losses coming once in Eugene and once here in Tucson. Nets is in there. First pitch strike. with 2 outs on the board and the bag still juiced. What's the call here?
Yeah, it's a pitch. It just doesn't make it to home plate, so it's obviously a ball, but she passes her hip. It's not a live ball, it's a pitch.
Brady gets a hold of one, and it finds the wall past APC. A stand-up 2 RBI double for Maya Brady, and the Bruins are on top 3-1. Check that, 4-1.
Well, this is the big hit that UCLA has been looking for. They didn't have it last night. They haven't had it until right now. Couple runners on. Maya Brady. How pretty is her swing?
That's her second double of the day.
Just very compact. She doesn't try to lift it too much. She's just trying to put something hard in the gap with a line drive.
And that is gone. Kinsley Washington wasn't going to let Mionyo get a hold of that one. A 3-run blast, and it's a crooked number for UCLA. Bruins up 7-1 just like that.
Only her 3rd home run of the season, but she almost had that 3rd home run a couple of days ago. Hit this almost exact same hit, but we saw the robbery from Janelle Mionyo, so that's got to feel so good for Kinsley Washington. She says, okay, I got to hit it 1 more foot this time. Gets that big home run.
So thanks to the big bat of Washington and just some pressure at bats up and down the Bruins lineup, we're going to see Mariah Lopez again as Nets joins the rest of her teammates that have appeared in the circle this season in the giving up runs to the #2 team in the nation club. Can't say enough good things about UCLA sticking to the game plan. They're all about first pass the bat, and then if we get the long ball, great, but that's not how we're going to eat.
Yeah, and talking to Coach Inouye Perez, you know, she wasn't too happy with how flat her team came out yesterday, but you really can't blame them. I mean, you put so much energy and juice knowing that the Pac-12 title is yours if you take care of 2 games. They do that. They have to turn around and play that doubleheader. She said, we just kind of came out a little bit flat, and that happens a lot of times. You get up for some big moments, and it's hard to stay up. You know, you have that celebration, and then you got to turn around and compete right back at it, whereas Arizona came out and they were hungry. They didn't want to lose that game.
Well, last week we asked Rachel Garcia how she sustains being a 2-way player and keeping her energy up.
Okay, so having the defense that I do have, and then the energy we have in the dugout, it pumps me up. So they give me the confidence to go as long as I can, and just the support from my pitching staff, from the coaches, gives me confidence in everything.
Alyssa Garcia just grounded out Rachel's battery mate. So 2 outs on the board for Mariah Lopez. You just can't say enough good things about Garcia.
Yeah, nice sound bite from her there. And I'll tell you, the energy, though, comes from the offense. You know, it's hard to produce energy when you're not getting those clutch hits. And so finally somebody steps up. It happened to be Maya Brady. And then you can just kind of feel the team go, all right, a little sigh of relief. This is us. We got that clutch hit, even though they were able to score. But you could just tell it was a little bit different.
Yeah, a little tire pressure release valve situation.
Yeah. And hitting is so contagious. And then you see right after the hitter, Washington, who's not a home run hitter, goes yard. Just tells you passing the bat's a real thing.
So now Anna Vine steps in. was Vines that got this thing started with a walk in the top of the 5th as the Bruins have batted around.
Yeah, UCLA obviously putting up a crooked number here, 7 runs in the 5th inning, only on 3 hits.
Yeah, it was the walks, Denham with the walks, put Nets in a dicey situation. And Nets got the ground ball she wanted, then there was an error behind her. 3-1 is the count. Slapper gets by Karanka. Vines turns on the Jets and is in there with a stand-up double. Man, she's fast.
Yeah, listen to that sound off the bat. Karanka almost had a play at this, but just hit way too sharp. Goes down to get this inside curveball. Yeah, let's just watch her run.
So it's Kelly Gooden again. Gooden showing bunt with Vines on second and 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. All of UCLA scoring has come in this inning. 7 runs. Gooden with a single in her previous at bat in this inning. She's played some terrific defense in this series. She's also involved in USA softball in the under-19 grouping, but goes down swinging. And the inning. Welcome back to Tucson, where the Bruins found their big-time, big-hit mojo, scoring 7 runs in the 5th inning. Big doubles by Maya Brady, and of course the 3-run blast by Kinsley Washington. And just like that, Rachel Garcia has all kinds of run support.
Well, this is just a sign of a good team when you're getting production from different people on different days. And we've seen that this weekend from UCLA.
And this is a UCLA team that came into the weekend 4th in the Pac-12 standings in the home run department. And now, because they've hit 8 this weekend, they have now overtaken UW for 3rd place in the Pac-12 behind Arizona State and Arizona, respectively, when it comes to the long ball.
Yeah, whenever you want to hit home runs, the state of Arizona is the you want to hit them. The air's thin, ball flies. But yeah, UCLA, if they're hitting home runs like this going into postseason, going into regionals next week, I mean, it's good news for their offense.
Jessie Harper, first pitch swinging. I can feel a little anger coming off that bat up here in the press box. That was a violent swing.
Yeah, she's been very aggressive on that first pitch, really all weekend long.
Harper again rips it foul. There's Dad Jim. No, Mom Danielle somewhere. Jim has to pace the stadium, so there's, you know, they're never quite together sometimes because he can't just sit still. I don't know what you mentioned this yesterday about softball dads and their inability to stay seated.
Nice. Saw right there, younger sister McKenna sitting next to Dad.
Yeah.
Star outfielder for Arizona State. They have the bye weekend.
Yeah, they're just trying to stay sharp as they wait to hear their name called tomorrow in Selection Sunday.
And McKenna's there, kind of hiding right there with the sunglasses.
It's got to be tough when you're in enemy territory and you know it.
There she is. She gets her phone out just in case.
I love it.
We're not spying, we promise.
No, we're just giving a tip of the cap to another great gene pool.
Softball families are real. It's contagious.
100%.
You know, one sister starts it, the other sister says, all right, this looks fun.
Well, both parents were Division I athletes. Dad played football at Colorado. Mom softball at Cal State Northridge. And here on Senior Day, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do when I look out at short and Jessie Harper isn't there.
She's been a starter from day one.
Draws the walk from Garcia. Garcia with her second walk of the day. So Harper is on first for Deja Mulipola. It was this combination that woke the offense up yesterday for Arizona in game 1 of the doubleheader, and that offense led to a game 2 win in the nightcap. It was like they just broke the seal on, oh yeah, this is how we score runs.
Yeah, there was some much needed momentum. And I think it was a big reason they were able to take that win in that second game yesterday. Felt good about how they ended it, even though they lost the game, swinging the sticks in the last inning.
Mulipola is robbed. What a great play by Bree Perez.
This had to have been a hit and run. Oh no, Harper just misreads it a little bit. She was thinking it was going to be a hit and run just because of how aggressive she was going to second base, just misreading that line drive. I think she thought it was harder hit than it was. It was off the end of the bat.
Base is empty now after the double play. Charlize Palacios steps in, redshirt freshman. Deja Mulipola's heir apparent. When Deja was off with the Olympic team last season, Palacios really proved that she is going to do just fine in her Wildcat career. Batting .331 with 15 home runs. She was tied for the home run lead coming into this weekend. Deja took it yesterday with a couple of bombs. Palacios is the 15th freshman in Arizona history to hit 10 homers in a season. And more genetics, sister Sasha played softball at Arizona State and is a current member of the Mexican national team.
Yeah, another house divided. The Harpers and the Palacios family. Pretty unique.
Chopper to short. Perez is all over it. And the inning is over. Terrific defense by UCLA. Making a crooked number in the top of the inning stand straight up. Wildcats down by 6.
Really, Perez, and that's a sign of a good team. Like you said, that's hungry. Wasn't happy with themselves with how they came out after, of course, clinching that Pac-12 title and dropping the game to follow. I mean, that's a tough task, though. You have your energy up, gotta sustain it.
Last night's win for Arizona was its first win against a top 5 team since May of 2019. Aaliyah Jordan steps in. And tomorrow is Selection Sunday. Both of these schools would like to host both regionals and super regionals. So what is your gut telling you, Kenzie? How many Pac-12 teams will make the tournament?
I think it's 6. I think that's I feel good about Stanford now.
Okay.
I think there would have to be some movement for Oregon State to get in at this point, but UCLA check, Arizona check, Arizona State check, Washington, Oregon, and Stanford.
Well, the conference tournaments have created some interesting things, like
Yes.
Duke winning the ACC tournament, not Clemson.
Yes. And Florida State losing kind of early, which is unusual for them. Usually they dominate that tournament, but the emergence of Clemson and Duke for the ACC conference, I think, is so exciting for our sport. It's going to make that conference tougher.
But no team is tougher than the Pac-12. We have 5 teams in the top 12 rankings. The other conferences, the best they have is 3. So we win.
Not only 9 teams, in the Pac, and sometimes we forget that.
Yes.
Smaller conference.
Count is full for Leah Jordan. She has walked, she has been hit by a pitch, and now she has walked yet again. A career high 4 walks yesterday and 2 free passes today.
The Pac-12 kind of similar to the Big 12 with the number of teams that play softball in the conference. The Big 12 is going at it right now, and I mean, they're a conference where if you compare them to the Pac-12, we'll let this play happen. All right. So that's going to be a double play. Nice play there from Scoopin.
They do erase Jordan.
But yeah, if you just think about the Pac-12 and only 9 teams, and you just talked about how many are ranked in the top 15, for that to be the ratio is what makes this conference so impressive. You don't have 13, 14 teams where, okay, you open up the chance for more quality teams to be put together. It's no, we have our 9 and they're solid.
Bree Perez taken off for second, and she is in there. Taking a look at the rankings, there's Oklahoma sitting at number 1. I would put UCLA's strength of schedule up against the Sooners any day of the week. Washington, Arizona, Oregon, and Arizona State. The 5 teams ranked in the top 12 in the country from the Pac-12. And I think that's why UCLA could be the number 1 overall seed when the selection show happens tomorrow afternoon, because of the strength of schedule playing in this conference.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if Oklahoma holds on to that number 1 seed tomorrow. I mean, you could absolutely make your case for UCLA, but I think there's also a small chance it could be Alabama as well.
Ooh, good pull.
If they take the SEC tournament over Florida, who's the regular season co-champion in the SEC, that's another team that you could, okay, well, you make your case for them. I think the case is a little bit stronger for UCLA.
Rachel Garcia flies out to APC. Finds no problem taking 3rd on the sacrifice fly. Boy, and that's the second one Garcia has just missed today.
Yeah, she's got to be kind of shaking her head a little bit because she squared 2 balls up, but just underneath it a little bit to the deepest part of the ballpark.
Check that. That's Perez on 3rd, not Vines. I'm mixing up my Speedy Bruins runners.
There's a lot of them.
Right? Delaney Wiz steps in. You talk about a quiet MVP of this series. I'd give it to Wiz.
Yeah, I'd say Wiz or Maya Brady. I mean,
right?
They're both pretty powerful and have done their damage. Although it might be Leah Jordan because she just gets on base every single time, even though it's not by a hit.
Wiz gets a hold of that one, and wow, what a catch. Terrific job by Bella Dayton. Terrific break.
Arizona wasn't able to square anything up and get anything going until it was just too little too late for the Wildcats.
Faremo, a complete game 5 hitter with 10 strikeouts and no walks.
She, to me, will be the difference maker anchor for UCLA come postseason. I mean, they have every single component that you need to win a national championship. Solid defense, balanced hitting. You have the GOAT in the circle and Rachel Garcia, but you've got Megan Faremo behind her, and also Holly Azevedo. I thought she looked solid last night, even though took that loss. I think she looked better than what the score shows. But yeah, you look at those numbers for this pitching staff. That's, to me, what can carry a team in postseason.
Second lowest ERA in the nation, coming in at 1.15. Pretty spectacular. And I just like Faremo's body language. She just looks like she means business and just get out of her way.
Yeah, she's fun to watch. I mean, you have Rachel Garcia, who, if she lifts an eyebrow, that's considering some emotional.
She pursed her lips after she didn't get a call,
right.
And that was the most emotion I've seen from her all weekend in the circle.
Right.
And it was just kind of like a little purse smirk type thing, and that was it.
That's just how she rolls, though. I mean, her composure is what makes her who she is. And then you have Megan Faremo on the other side, who will foot stomp, fist pump, talk to her defense. And you love that. I mean, there's no right way to be. It's just you got to be who you are, be at your best, to compete your best, whether you want to be a cool cat. That's kind of how I was. I mean, I would kind of slap my glove in the heat of a moment, but for the most part, when I'm hanging out in the dugout, I want to be zen. I want to be at the corner. I want to keep my temperature down. I don't want to elevate my heart rate too up. I just need to be kind of at my 80%. Or you could kind of be a fiery pitcher. I need to be up. I need to be the first one on the top of the step cheering for my team. Get myself going. Just whatever you need. There's no right way to be.
Right. Well, whatever Faremo is doing is working. She is the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year when she came on the scene in 2019. Made the all-freshman team as well for the conference. And she has really taken her game to another level this season here in 2021. Alyssa Palomino-Cardoza steps in. Arizona with some work to do, running out of outs, down 7-1 here in the bottom of the sixth. A reminder, come up after we're done here in Tucson. It's Washington-Stanford, and if you choose to split your screens, put something on your tablet, you can check out Stanford and Washington on your Pac-12 app while you watch us on the Pac-12 network. I personally can't have enough screens going when there are multiple games, so.
Tegan Cowell's right there getting the Cardinal going. That's a senior on senior day. The double off Gabby playing.
If they beat Washington again, wow.
The pitch is a little fat there from playing the curveball, and Tegan Cowell is one of the most underrated players to me in the Pac-12 conference. Has a ton of speed, good power. All right, Cardinal, we'll keep our eye on you.
100%. And thanks to your inside analysis, I'm looking forward to hearing the Cardinal name called tomorrow on the selection show.
It's all about peaking at the right time. When you play in the conference, in the Pac-12 conference, so your RPI will be good because you have the opportunities. You just got to get a couple of key wins here, and obviously they've had enough and got 2 yesterday, but you can tell they're peaking at the right time.
Well, that's something we did not see out of Faremo yesterday, a walk as APC takes first.
Now heading to first base, number 20, Carly.
So with Alyssa Palomino-Cardoza on first, it's Carly Scupin for the Wildcats. Carly Scupin, as a junior here in the state of Arizona, named the 2019 Arizona Gatorade Player of the Year. Tucson native, went to Tucson High School.
Yeah, Tucson High School. I mean, I could leave this booth right now and go walk over to the campus.
Wow.
It's that close.
Head coach Mike Andreas says Scupin is just unfazed. You cannot speed her up. adds that she just plays like an experienced upperclassman. Down 0-2 here. That's going to find some grass. Couldn't quite close on it fast enough. And so Skupin's aboard with the single.
UCLA has been using this outfield shift. Look where Maya Brady, she keeps creeping over more to left field. She's going to start taking kind of getting a spot out there. But even with the shift, Skupin finds a hole right between them.
Well, because Brady was backing up the play, that held APC at second, because that ball could have rolled to the wall.
You wonder if one of them kind of hesitated just because of how close they were playing to one another. I mean, Brady's drifting back a little bit more
toward natural center.
Yeah, that regular position. She was almost playing left field.
APC on second, Skupin on first. As Arizona tries to put something together, Malia Martinez steps in. She had a single in the fourth. Malia Martinez's parents in the stand. Enjoying watching one of the 7 super seniors.
You know what I've noticed is that a lot of the senior families are bringing out that custom swag.
Yes, outstanding. Nobody out, 0-2 count. Oh, that sounded good off the bat. It goes foul. Big composite thump.
All right, cardinal rule here is when you pull a ball like this and square it up that far down the line, you're going to get an off-speed pitch. See if Framo pulls the string. It's just, that's kind of the rule in softball. Goes to it there, and Martinez, you could tell she was kind of ready for it. The senior knowing, all right, and just yanked a fastball down the line. You ready for something outside and slow?
Malia is battling. When you talk to Coach Candrea about Malia, he says that she is so underrated, that she just flies under the radar and doesn't get enough props for just being spectacular, especially at third.
I'll miss her playing third base. I mean, kind of take her for granted, making every single routine play throughout her career. And when she came in as a freshman, she had to sit behind Kati Mauga at third base. Kati Mauga, of course, All-American, home run career leader for Arizona, third baseman, and Martinez sat behind her and was able to learn, and then once Mauga graduated, she settled in and never looked back.
Malia continues to battle. When she becomes a grown-up and has to put the softball back down, she wants to be a physical therapist.
I believe she's already been accepted into physical therapy school.
You are correct.
Yeah, she's what we call smarty cats.
Oh, I like that.
Academically driven student athlete.
Okay. Instead of smarty pants, we play off the cats for Wildcat. I get it. Look at that little Sparky. Big swing and miss as Framo gets the strikeout. The threat still exists, though, with a runner in scoring position and Alyssa Palomino Cardoza and Skupin on first.
This is a great pitch here from Framo. Hadn't seen her really go to that rise ball, but you can see the location, it's up. And when it's by your eyes as a hitter, nothing looks sweeter. It's coming in, it's getting big. You want to go for it, especially 2 strikes. But the key with that pitch is where it was. It was really tight on the corner.
In this series, 22 runs, 8 home runs for UCLA, and just 8 runs total for Arizona.
Arizona's had 2 home runs, but they've come from same player.
Deja Mulipola, 16 and 17 on the season respectively, coming yesterday in the doubleheader. And for the Bruins, it's been a variety of people. Brady, Wiz, Washington, Garcia, Jordan.
Yeah, we can't forget Jordan. We see your
no.
walks. We see your walks. She did have a home run, though, back on Thursday.
Yeah, and I was so excited about it because I had that stat that she had homered in every series coming in to this one. So
Keeps it going.
Yep. It's just in the last couple of days, she's become the walking queen.
Delaney Wiz behind the plate now, catching for Megan Framo.
Gets a piece of that one, and it's going to find some grass down the line. Play at the plate? No. And UCLA adds, or rather, Arizona is able to add to the 1 run on the board and make it 7-2 with 2 aboard.
Allie Skaggs, she's been asked to pinch hit a couple of crucial at-bats the last couple of weekends for Arizona and delivers again. Just a seeing eye single out into right field. Alyssa Palomino Cardozo with enough speed to score to from second base. And a little bit of life here for Arizona. Peanut Martinez comes back in to
Pinch run.
just a re-enter.
So Peanuts on first. Friedman is on second. For the ever-dangerous Janelle Mionyo. Mionyo with a walk and a single today, 1 for 2. Team best and Pac-12 best batting average of .445. What makes Mionyo so dangerous?
Just her hands. Great hands. And there's not a pitch that she can't get her back to. Really just textbook mechanics.
Faremo has a very specific plan when it comes to Mionyo.
Yeah, they're really just feeding her outside. And if you're Mionyo, you know what's the situation at hand. You have scooping the runner at second base. Doesn't run as well as obviously a Janelle Mionyo or a Peanut Martinez. And so UCLA trying to get Mionyo to get a ground ball offering to that left side of the infield. So if you're a Mionyo, you're trying to counter that. And, okay, I need to lift this ball. I need to elevate it, try and get it to the grass.
Yeah, defense behind Faremo shifted again. Maya Brady closer to Gooden than she is to center field. Making Aaliyah Jordan look like she's on an island over there in right. There's Jordan all by herself. Look at all that green grass.
I'm going to make that a meme with the All By Myself song.
100%.
I won't sing it, but that'd be pretty funny.
But just you saying it, it's going in everybody's head right now.
You got it. Where's my center fielder? Oh,
Right.
she's joining Kelly over there.
Miono trying to become the first Wildcat freshman to hit 400 in a season since current associate head coach Caitlin Lowe did so as a freshman. 17 years ago, Miono takes a seat going down via the strikeout. Still 2 aboard, now 2 outs for Arizona. They're trying to continue to chip away.
I love this pitch from Framo. You have to be very careful when you're throwing an off-speed pitch, a changeup to slap hitters. You cannot elevate that pitch. If they're able to get their barrel to it, they can kind of chop it over to second base and beat it out. So the fact that that was low, away, that was perfectly located.
Taking a look at the strikeout leaders in the conference, there is Framo with 154 and counting. The number of strikeouts Gabby Plain has racked up this season is just video game-like.
Brooke Yanes, look at her numbers right on the tail of Gabby Plain.
Chopper divines, and that will end the inning. As Arizona is able to get 1, but no more. As I can see why head coach Kelly Perez is very excited to have number 7 on her roster. Being able to see UCLA in person for the first time this season.
Yeah, it's just really exciting when you get a talent to come in and then you see her produce so early in her career and you're like, all right, you're going to keep building that database. You're going to keep getting that experience.
Another hard hit ball. This one, though, right to Alyssa Palomino-Cardoza. As a big threat is erased on a fly ball. She did have a couple of doubles and a big double in that 7-run 5th.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Lopez has done a nice job in today's game. She started this game, went through the lineup 1 time, pitched 2 innings, and then had to come in on relief in that 5th inning, was able to get out of it.
Kinsley Washington, grounder, and how about that? Scooping right there with a fantastic play.
I think she said, I thought it was foul, but you got to make the play anyway. You never know. That's a tough play for left-handed first baseman.
Well, that was so quick, we didn't get to see a replay of Washington's 3-run homer.
I think we still remember it.
It's fresh in our minds.
So fresh.
Megan Faramo at the dish.
Love it. She takes BP every time they warm up, and we get here early to the ballpark and the team's, running through their warm-ups, and she's right there in the middle of, the thunderous hitters for the Bruins, and she's taking her hacks, taking her BP.
She looks imposing at the plate, I will give you that. And if UCLA is developing another 2-way player in front of our eyes, wow. That has a chance to be very scary.
UCLA, they've had a ton of great 2-way players in their history.
Big swing and miss as Lopez is able to get the strikeout. Player of the game, and who else? Rachel Garcia.
Yeah, you just cannot deny what she's been able to do, obviously in her career, but showcasing it, of course, this weekend, a couple of bombs, what she's been able to do in the circle. Taking a well-earned rest over there in the dugout. We'll see her in action in regionals, moving on throughout.
And hopefully super regionals and
the
hopefully
tournament. Don't want to jinx them,
City.
but
Yeah. I just can't wait to see if they're the #1 overall seed.
It'll be interesting.
UCLA has flexed and looked like the #1 team in the Pac-12.
Yeah, selection show is so exciting. I mean, in any sport, you just never know what's going to happen, what the bracket's going to look like. It's what you work for all season long. Put yourself in a good position, and then you just hope your team is hot at the right time and you're playing your best softball.
And both of these teams want to host regionals and super regionals. Right now, 20 teams are on the list for regionals. That's going to get cut down to 16. We will find out those 16 during tomorrow's selection show. Jessie Harper steps in, 1 for 2 with a walk and a single, as she plays her last regular season home game here at Hillenbrand.
Don't do that to me. I start messing with my emotions on senior day. They started before this game with a senior tribute video with the parents who had recorded messages to their daughters, and they played it before the game. I was like, oh no, oh no.
And that video was not only moving, but expertly edited by none other than Kenzie Fowler.
It's my day job.
Good job by you. I got goosebumps. I did. I was like, okay, they need to wrap this up because I need to be weepy as we come on the air.
Yeah, they played it, I think, early enough, before the umpires had their meeting and stuff, so the girls could kind of get themselves back together. It's so emotional.
Jessie Harper with a big swing and miss.
Now they'll have a celebration following this game. Parents will come down onto the field and give a little tribute to each senior.
That'll be cool. 2 of the most winningest programs in Division I softball history.
I'm just glad. I mean, when I played at Arizona, I was just glad that we did that senior ceremony after the game, because we all would have been just a blubbering mess before the game gets going.
100%, yeah.
That
has to be a post-game deal.
Yeah. Some schools will do it early. They'll do it before. And I just look at those seniors going, how are you guys getting ready to play? You'll just be running down my face.
Count is full at 3-2. Harper trying to get something going as Arizona has run into a situation of not enough outs right now. Down to 2 as Harper goes down via the strikeouts.
Third strikeout for Farimo.
Deja Mulipola steps in. She had a couple of home runs yesterday. Leads Arizona with 17 home runs, 55 RBI. She would love to crank one here. This is a matchup that is just power on power. Deja did have a single in the 3rd. You look at the wall in left, all of the national championships, 8 of them won by Arizona. They, like UCLA, want to end a drought. UCLA did it last year, winning in 19 for the first time since 10. Now Arizona wants to follow that lead and win for the first time since 07.
I think Arizona has the talent to just turn it on and make a run. I mean,
I do too.
There's some serious studs on this roster.
Like, you don't accidentally hit 83 home runs in a season. And that's what's so exciting about the Pac-12 as a whole. Oregon could go on a run. Washington, UCLA, Arizona. And don't forget Arizona State. Just because they didn't play this weekend, that team can rake. Faremo with back-to-back strikeouts, trying to put an exclamation point on this win for UCLA as Arizona is down to its final out.
Yeah, big smile there from Faremo. You get back-to-back strikeouts to the 2 All-Americans for Arizona in the 3-4 hole. Yeah, you can smile it out.
UCLA is 13-4 against ranked teams this season. Looking to make that 14-4. Be nice to have Bubba Nichols back as the tournament starts. She was very coy about her recovery process. She's been out since March, so it's got to be about that time. Of course, you don't want to rush her back and jeopardize anything that could happen in Tokyo.
That's what makes it really tricky for her. You know, you have the Olympics coming up this summer, and to me, for her, that's probably the bigger picture. I mean, that's once in a lifetime opportunity. She is a national champion already with that 2019 squad. But imagine her back in this lineup right now.
Ridiculous. Although, if she's in, then we don't get entertained by Mala'ulu and all of her athleticism. So I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. And I just think, I hope she's going to be back. Pop-up by Palacios is handled by Brie Perez, and that will do it as UCLA takes 3 out of 4 in Arizona, winning the game 7-2 as they close out the regular season with wins in 15 of their last 16 games. What impressed you most, Ken?